Imagine yourself walking along a forest path where every step is crucial if you don't want to get lost. All around you, shadows seem to move between the trees, whispering promises and warnings. These shadows, however, are not just forms without substance. They represent those who want you to lose your way, to fall into a trap that is not yours. In the Star Wars universe, Anakin Skywalker walked a similar journey, where Palpatine, like one of these shadows, whispered in his ear, manipulating his fears, desires, and doubts. But what if I told you that, just like Anakin, you too are subject to these whispers, both from people around you and from invisible forces? Palpatine's manipulation of Anakin was not direct. He didn't suddenly appear and say, "Come over to the dark side." Instead, he worked slowly, planting seeds of doubt and confusion. He used Anakin's own insecurities against him, exacerbating his fears and anxieties until he believed there was no other choice but to follow the path Palpatine had laid out. In the same way, those who want you to become unbalanced will do so subtly. They won't attack you directly, but will work behind the scenes, messing with your emotions and thoughts, leading you to make rash decisions and, eventually, to make mistakes that could have a lasting impact on your life. Deep down, Palpatine wanted Anakin to lose control. He knew that the more Anakin allowed himself to be dominated by his emotions, fear, anger, frustration, the easier it would be for him to fall to the dark side. This is because when we are emotionally unbalanced, our view of the world becomes distorted. We begin to see threats where there are none, to feel jealous of things we shouldn't be, and to distrust even those who are on our side. It is at this moment of vulnerability that our enemies, be they people with bad intentions or invisible forces, attack. They take advantage of our imbalance to make us take decisions that, in a calmer and more centered state, we would never consider. Think about the times you have acted impulsively, driven by anger or fear. How many of those times resulted in regret? How many of those decisions could have been avoided if you had stopped, taken a breath, and reflected before acting? The Palpatines in your life, those who want to use you for their own ends, count on your impulsiveness. They know that the more you act without thinking, the further you stray from your true path and the easier it becomes for them to manipulate you. They want you to be in a constant state of alert, of tension, because it is in this state that you are most vulnerable. Anakin believed he was doing the right thing by aligning himself with Palpatine. He was led to believe that he was protecting those he loved, and that he was seeking power to bring order to the galaxy. But deep down, he was just feeding Palpatine's ego, becoming a pawn in a much bigger game. Just as Palpatine manipulated Anakin, there are people and forces around you who want you to believe you're making the right decisions, when in fact you're just following the path they've laid out for you. They want you to lose sight of your true goals and values, replacing them with theirs. When we let emotional imbalance take over, it's as if a dense fog begins to envelop our mind, obscuring our connection with the Force. The Force, which flows freely in a state of balance and inner peace, becomes difficult to access when we are dominated by intense, uncontrolled emotions. Anger, fear, and sadness act as blockages, preventing us from sensing the energy around us and truly connecting with it. Without this connection, our actions become erratic, guided more by impulse than by the wisdom that the Force offers us. This state of imbalance makes us more susceptible to negative influences, whether external or internal. When we are not in tune with the Force, we lose the ability to discern what is really important and fall into the traps of our own thoughts and emotions. We become more vulnerable to making decisions that don't reflect our true essence, but rather the chaos we're feeling at the moment. It is in this space of disconnection that our enemies, both visible and invisible, find the perfect opportunity to manipulate us and move us further away from the path of the Force. So how can we avoid falling into this trap? How can we protect our mind and spirit from those who want to throw us off balance? The answer lies in learning to recognize these whispers, these subtle manipulations, before they take hold of us. We must become more aware of our own thoughts and emotions, constantly questioning whether the decisions we are about to make are really our own, or whether they are being influenced by external forces. This takes practice and discipline, but it is essential if we are to maintain control over our lives. In addition, we must seek inner balance. The more balanced we are, the less susceptible we are to external manipulation. This means taking care of our mental and emotional health, practicing self-awareness and developing a deep connection with the Force, or, in more practical terms, with our own intuition and inner wisdom. When we are in tune with ourselves, we can listen to our true desires and needs, and not those that have been implanted in us by others. Reconnecting with the Force requires a conscious effort to restore inner balance. This means recognizing when we are out of balance and taking steps to recenter ourselves. Practicing meditation, seeking moments of silence and introspection, and dedicating ourselves to activities that bring us peace and mental clarity are essential to re-establishing this connection. In doing so, we regain the clarity needed to see beyond the illusions that emotional imbalance creates, and we regain access to the Force in its fullness, allowing it to guide our actions in a wise and balanced way. Just as Anakin had the chance to resist Palpatine, even if he didn't succeed, you also have the chance to resist those who want to use you. This requires strength, courage, and an unwavering will to follow your own path, no matter what others say or do. Remember that, in the end, you are the master of your own destiny. Don't let anyone, not even the shadows whispering in your ear, tell you otherwise. Remembering that if you want to go deeper into your connection with the Force and increase your mental and emotional fortitude, in the commentary attached to this video, there is a step-by-step guide to starting from scratch and achieving a deep state of meditation. If you like this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel. Leave your thoughts and experiences in the comments. May the Force be with you.